In the heart of Ethiopia, a fire is burning. The Amhara region, a land of ancient kings and deep-rooted traditions, is now the epicenter of a fierce conflict. You've probably heard the name Fano, often described as a militia or an armed insurgency. But what if I told you that to truly understand what's happening, we need to look back not just a few years, but centuries? This isn't just another political conflict. It's the modern expression of an ancient warrior tradition, a story of duty, faith, and survival. So, who are the Fano, and why have they taken up arms against their own government? For centuries, the Amhara people were central to building the Ethiopian empire. Their culture was built around a concept called Tigray, which means service, duty, or self-sacrifice. Military service wasn't just a job. It was a moral obligation. Land, rank, and honor were all tied to a person's willingness to defend the realm and the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, which has always been inseparable from Amhara identity. Think of it as a deep-seated code of conduct where valor and moral duty are one and the same. This tradition wasn't just for serving emperors. The Amhara heartlands of Gojagam, Gondor, and Wollo were often frontier zones, vulnerable to raids and instability. So, when the central government was weak, local communities activated their own defense systems. People would volunteer to protect their homes and families. This spirit of self-reliance became legendary during the Italian occupation in the 1930s. The resistance fighters, known as Arbegnak or patriots, often called themselves Fano. They fought not for money, but for honor and faith, cementing the word Fano in the national consciousness as a symbol of defiance and patriotism. Fast forward to the 21st century. The modern Fano movement didn't appear out of nowhere. It began around 2016 during protests against the political dominance of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF. At that time, they were mostly neighborhood defense groups, young people mobilizing to protect what they saw as Amhara land, lives, and dignity. Their message was a powerful blend of Amhara nationalism, Orthodox Christian values, and heroic stories from Ethiopia's past. Everything changed with the Tigray War in 2020. Fano fighters, now more organized, fought alongside the Ethiopian National Defense Force against the TPLF. This alliance was a game-changer. It gave them formal military training, access to better weapons, and a new level of legitimacy among the Amhara population. Many started seeing them as the true protectors of their ancestral lands. But this alliance was short-lived. After the Pretoria Peace Agreement ended the Tigray War in late 2022. Tensions skyrocketed. Fano and many Amhara leaders felt betrayed, accusing the federal government of making deals that sidelined their interests, especially regarding disputed territories like Welkit. The breaking point came in April 2023. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government announced a plan to disband all regional special forces and integrate them into the national army. For Fano, this wasn't a security reform, it was a direct threat. They saw it as a move to leave the Amhara region defenseless. Widespread protests quickly escalated into armed clashes with federal troops, and a state of emergency was declared. The conflict had begun. So what does Fano look like today? It's not a single, unified army with a central command. Instead, it's a decentralized network of fighters, much like the historic Amhara militia. Commanders in different regions are often connected through family, community, or religious ties. Their core ideology is simple: the self-defense of the Amhara people and the protection of their Orthodox Christian heritage from what they perceive as a hostile federal government. As one report put it, Fano sees itself as the modern-day patriots, defending their people and faith just like their ancestors did. Their messaging is filled with references to legendary figures like Emperor Menelik II and the Great Victory at Odwa, framing today's fighters as the next chapter in an unbroken story of Ethiopian heroism. The human cost of this conflict has been devastating. Since 2023, thousands of civilians have been killed, and countless more have been displaced. Both sides have been accused of atrocities, with reports of massacres, extrajudicial killings, and drone strikes that have only deepened the public's anger and sense of injustice. What started as a regional dispute has now become one of Ethiopia's most complex and tragic internal wars. This conflict fundamentally challenges Ethiopia's ethnic federal system. While the government labels Fano as an illegal armed group, a significant portion of the Amhara population views them as legitimate defenders of their rights and autonomy. This is the classic tension that has defined Ethiopian history, the struggle between a strong central government and powerful regional identities. So, where does this leave Ethiopia? Simply trying to defeat Fano militarily is unlikely to work, because you can't defeat an idea that's woven into the cultural fabric of a people. As one analysis from the London School of Economics noted, Fano's appeal is anchored in centuries of moral and communal defense traditions. A lasting peace will require more than just disarmament. It will require acknowledging this deep history and addressing the core grievances that fuel the movement, issues like territorial disputes and political representation. It demands a dialogue that respects the Amhara people as long-standing tradition of self-defense and integrates it into a vision for a unified, peaceful Ethiopia. The story of Fano is a powerful reminder that history is never truly in the past. It lives on in the present, shaping identities, fueling conflicts, and reminding us that to build a better future, we must first understand the echoes of what came before. Ignoring this history risks trapping Ethiopia in a tragic and endless cycle of rebellion and repression. Thank you for watching. If you found this explanation helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more deep dives into complex global issues.